And we are live here on the 10-7 show with Tyra, Goose, and myself. What's going on, y'all? Welcome back.
That hour, bruh?
Hey, guys.
Yo, so it's funny you should say that. I'm going to go ahead and I was looking at something on the phone and I was like, man, I got some time. I got some time to kill. I'm on LinkedIn or something. I'm looking up. I said, oh, we got the show in like 30 minutes. I got to get on here.
Yeah.
I thought I had like an hour and a half or something. You know, it was
the
time got to me at some point today, but
like legitimately, we woke up this morning and now it's 7 o'clock. I can't believe how
yes.
Yeah. And I barely did anything. Like,
but that's all right.
What the world?
Small price to pay to get to the long days of summer.
That's true.
Yeah,
that is true.
Yes, that's one. That's a good way to look at it. That's a good way.
That's a good way to look at it.
Well, with all that being said, you know how I like to start the show. Usually, I just how y'all been?
We're good, right?
Good, yeah,
we're good.
Yeah.
We went to Gettysburg yesterday.
I like how Tara wasn't sure. She was like, "We're good, right?
Like, how are we, babe?
We're good, right?
I'll let you know later."
This one,
yeah, y'all went. I saw the Gettysburg. That was cool.
Mm-hmm.
That was
cool.
It was fun. I saw a post. Somebody said there was like y'all was like up high somewhere, and it was like, see how high you are. It was like a 24-mile something. What was that? Can you explain that to me at all?
So that was Little Round Top.
Little Round Top.
That was Little Round Top. That battle happened on the second day
of the war.
I forget how many soldiers were killed, but at any rate, like you could see, like from where we were standing, you could see where the entire battle took place.
Yeah.
So.
Interesting. Mm-hmm. Interesting. That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, it was fun.
What do we do?
Nothing.
No, we ain't do nothing. We ain't do nothing. I feel like we did something, but no, we didn't.
No, we didn't do it. I went to the market. You know, domestics.
Mm-hmm.
Time did fly. Like I woke up this morning, I was like, "What?"
Yeah.
Like, oh my gosh. So
I feel like I did something important, but I can't think of what it might have been.
You went to Lowe's?
Yeah, I did twice. There you go.
You went to Lowe's twice?
Yesterday and today.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
You must
and
really
didn't overspend. Well, I might overspend today, but anyway.
Well, let's get into it.
Welcome
y'all.
back to the 10-7 show, y'all. And right now it's time for everybody's favorite part of the show, and as you know, everybody's favorite part of the show is what? That's right. It's the Would You Rather segment of the show, brought to you by who? Anybody? Goose.
Goose.
That's distracting.
He was like,
the long days of summer.
Yeah.
Long days of summer.
Coming your way.
Coming your way.
Long days of summer and air conditioned oxygen. I love it.
Well, we'll be able to see each other because we can hang out outside.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We know that this year. We didn't know that last year, right?
Right.
Yeah. Right.
She's like, don't trust anyone.
Who has the Would You Rather?
Tara.
Okay. What you got, Tara?
Okay. Would you rather have a pause or a rewind button on your life?
Oh gosh. Rewind.
Oh, man, nothing to argue about.
Rewind.
No, right?
Everybody would like to do something over, or do something differently, or relive something.
Yeah, that's true.
Absolutely. Rewind.
All right, I thought I was going to stump y'all with that. Okay. Here's the next one. Would you rather be gassy on a first date or,
Been there.
Me too.
or your wedding?
First date. I've been there too, gassy.
My wedding night.
Both times.
Right?
I'd rather be gassy on my wedding night.
Why?
Absolutely.
Wedding night.
Wow.
You already know me. I know you now.
Yeah, what you want to do?
The deal is sealed. Like you always say, you sign on the line.
You gonna leave?
No, I'm not gonna leave, but I'm like, dang, it's the wedding night. You in here gonna tear up the room?
Hey, if I'm gassy on the first date,
but you was the one that as soon as she said your wedding night, you was like, been there. You was the first, been there.
She was talking about first date.
First date.
You talking about first date?
Yeah, first date.
First date. Not her wedding night. But listen, better out than in.
No.
Yeah.
Listen, I appreciate that she wasn't gassy on the wedding night. I do appreciate.
I appreciate that you wasn't gassy, so I think
both of y'all.
But I'm just saying, first date, because first date, you get the nervous gas anyway.
You can fake that off, like, oh, somebody around here farting.
I've done that too. Been there too. Somebody in this joint stink.
Me too. Like, you smell that? I'm getting out of here.
Yep.
This is definitely a
like, damn, was that you?
pro-flatulence show.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah,
All right.
because I'm not gonna have my stomach hurting. Yeah, I'm not gonna have my stomach hurting.
That was all I
Give me
had.
the gas on the wedding night.
That was it for Would You Rathers.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get to these dear 10-7s.
You should do yours first because.
Oh yeah. Okay, so I'll go 1st. So, dear 10-7.
And Tyra, tell the audience you're going to summarize it because it's so very
It's a long. Yeah, it's a long letter.
Received to date.
So, dear 10-7, please help me. So, as a young boy, I got teased a lot because I didn't like to play, the boyish games and the boyish, I like to play with dolls and I like to dress up. Fast forward, I go to college and I started to live in my truth and be comfortable with myself, and I started to, dress like a woman and, just live the lifestyle of a woman. Yeah, I was so comfortable that I decided to go ahead and get gender reassignment surgery. Around that time, I met a friend. Him and I got really close, and we've been together ever since. So now, 4 years later, my husband and I are happy and madly in love. It has been a roller coaster, but we couldn't be happier. But it's this happiness that is causing me such pain because my husband feels that it's time to add to our happy family. He is excited to be a father and his face lights up at the very thought. So how do I break his heart? How do I tell him that all of our trying has been in vain? Because despite my best efforts to be the person I always felt I was, I am still not who he thinks I am. So in other words, this writer wants to know, how can I confess to my husband doesn't know that I'm trans?
That's hard.
Yeah.
Because you've been living a lie this whole time.
Yeah.
Go ahead, y'all.
Let's see. So that's the first mistake. Like, you just should have been honest from the rip.
From the rip.
I mean, you talk about living your truth.
Yeah, you're not
living your truth when your partner doesn't know the truth about you.
Come on, man.
Right, and he wants to be dead.
Right.
And
that ain't never gonna happen unless you keep up the lie and then say, "Oh well, something's wrong with me. We gotta adopt." I don't know.
Well, she should have did that before they got married. Well, that should have been one of the first things. If you want to spill the beans that you had beans,
right? Right.
Oh Lord.
You know what I mean? Then she think that by not telling the truth in the beginning, it snowballs into lies.
It does. It does. And so your husband,
you stuck between the rock and the hard place.
Yeah.
So I say, give it to the Lord.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, because if that man find out the truth,
I
can guarantee you, life as you once knew it was over. It's over.
Yeah. Well, there is a slight possibility that he say, "Oh, word, all right, cool."
About 1.5%.
But it's very, 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 very.
Yeah. So if you, I'm gonna pose this question to you and Justin. If you found out years into your marriage that your wife is a male, how do you handle it? What do you say?
Was born a male.
Born a male.
So she said 4 years later, so that don't mean they've been married 4 years, right?
Yeah. David, let me see.
It just says 4 years later.
4 years later, just 4 years later.
So
my husband, so they've known each other for 4 years, sounds like.
At any rate, what would you do?
Like,
how would you handle that?
If I found out that she wasn't,
I would be mad as hell.
Absolutely.
I would just have to leave and probably never see you again.
Really?
Ever. Like on the walk away, I'll send somebody for my stuff type deal.
Oh, because
so it's like, so you know how our family is, right?
Because I don't want to put my hands on
you.
Right. But you know how our family is.
You can guess these.
So like what if what if y'all, still showing up at family functions and all that stuff?
You ain't Nah.
But you know how my family is.
The way it would end, they wouldn't even be comfortable.
Listen, what family function do you need to show up at?
I mean, especially since
Christmas, we know all about the roast beef.
They don't have children together,
right, exactly. It's not like they got to go to a graduation.
Yeah,
right.
What family function do you need to be there for?
But you say you'd want to put your hands on me, but you love
that person, or you love who you thought.
You can't stop loving somebody.
Loved who you thought they were, and now who they are isn't who you thought they were.
Well, their personality.
So you don't love this person. You understand what I'm saying? You don't love this person.
Right.
You love who you thought they were. This is totally somebody else.
But
it's like somebody being undercover. An undercover spy.
You love me. So why
the personality is still the same?
No, it ain't.
We still give her any advice?
I'd say that. Give it to the Lord.
Okay.
I don't know. I think the husband deserves to know the truth. You can't
receive the personality the same.
I think your husband deserves to know the truth.
Yeah.
You need to be prepared for whatever consequence may come after that.
So dig this. So if you were to like rate lies, you dig what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
This Joan is at the top. This is like one of the umbrella lies, and every lie underneath of it, you're capable of telling.
Oh,
so what am I going to believe?
Right.
That's true.
Okay. That was really profound. Okay.
Like you've lied completely about
your gender.
That you are. Yeah.
Right.
You've kept that. Okay,
so
so let me ask you this. So,
yeah,
because I never understand it. This person had gender replacement surgery,
gender reassignment
surgery.
Mm-hmm.
So now
they are physically
outside of the innards.
Mm-hmm.
It's a woman,
right
on the outside. Everything on the outside,
But it has male parts on the inside, and
they don't. I mean, they cannot have children even if they have gender reassignment. Their bodies are physically not capable.
Right.
That's why I never thought of the whole pregnant man thing. I'm like, if you can get pregnant, you ain't a man. But
a man can't get pregnant, but a man can carry a baby.
I don't know.
Only reason I say that is because we've seen it.
In my arms.
No, we've seen we've seen it.
Where have we seen it?
It was a story a few years ago. There was a couple of them where what happened was and it's kind of weird, but they were a twin, but the twin was inside of the other child, but the other child never was born.
That's not what I'm talking about.
I know that's not what you're talking about. I said
I think I saw that exhibit at Ripley's Believe It or Not.
No, it was on it was probably on there too, but it was on it was on the news. It was, I read
but
about.
That's totally different from what we're talking about.
No, but okay, I know you said a man can't get pregnant. I said yeah, but a man can carry a baby.
A man does not have a uterus. You can, I mean, unless you get a fake uterus implanted into your body, but they don't produce the hormones.
I'm gonna move on to the next.
Behind the curtain.
Because
advice from 10-7. Goose said, "Take it to your grave with you." You better find out a good excuse of how you gonna say you can't have kids. I say, tell your husband the truth. And be prepared for the consequences.
That's right. Absolutely.
What you say, Waddy?
I wasn't paying attention.
Oh my God, Justin.
Yes, you were.
Because our guest has arrived. So I was working on something.
Yeah, when I say don't take it, when I say take it to the Lord, I didn't mean take it to your grave. I mean look for your answer from the Lord. Ask the Lord.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying.
Oh, well, you know what that answer is going to be. You got to be honest.
Do you want me to read the next one? Because I see.
Yeah, let's go on to the next one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good luck.
All right. Dear 10-7, my ex and I were together for about 2 years, but right as the lockdowns began in 2020, I told him I wanted to take a break. While on our break, my best friend tells me she has had a massive crush on him all this time. A while ago, she asked him to meet without consulting me first, and he declined. I wasn't too angry when I found out because we were broken up and had not spoken. Recently, we started talking again, and I remembered all the things that attracted me to him in the first place. He said he still loved me and asked if we could try again. I said yes. I talked to best friend and told her we're back together. She was not happy. She told me I was breaking girl code.
What?
And that she will never talk to me again unless I break up with him. She sounds pretty bitter, which I really don't plan to do. Despite how she sounds in this story, she's an amazing friend and I love her to bits. I really don't want to lose my friendship with her, but I feel stuck because my guy is also amazing. I feel like either way, I'm going to lose one of them. Do I listen to what she said to keep my friendship with her? Hell no.
Heck no. She broke the girl code first, but I guess she didn't notice that one.
Huh? Yeah.
Definitely.
Are you kidding me?
Who goes after somebody's ex?
It's going back and forth, huh?
But she said I had a crush on him all this long time.
You had a crush on him.
You've been breaking girl code in your mind for a long time.
Fall out of love with her, fall out of her bed and fall into yours?
Yeah, she's not your friend.
Not your
first
friend.
of all.
No.
Let alone your bestie.
Mm-hmm.
She's definitely not your friend.
Yeah.
If he wants you and you guys will work it out, the friend gotta go.
Yeah. No, she didn't say why they split. She just wanted to split.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. So anyhow.
That's crazy.
That was it. Do you want to touch on this Harry and Meghan thing? Want to let it go?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, we can go ahead and touch on it. Like that's a huge topic now. Some things
it's been trending,
changing around the world, trickling around.
The Oprah Winfrey interview with Harry and Meghan.
Yeah.
What I find more interesting is the whole Piers Morgan fallout.
I think he was crushing on her.
I don't know what. I don't know what happened, but
he was crushing on her. And the night that she met Harry, she had dinner and drinks with Piers.
Oh.
And she left Piers to go to a private party, and that's where she met Harry. So I think.
I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
That's messed up, but that's a player move right there.
So if that is indeed true, I understand him being upset, but to be that upset because he didn't get picked over a handsome prince, like, come on, dude.
Right.
Like, you know how the story goes. Like, come on.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly right.
Yeah. So, I mean, I wouldn't say I don't believe Meghan. What I do think, and this is my own personal opinion, I think Meghan thought that because she could pass, that she wasn't going to be subject to the same treatment.
Yeah.
And I think she was quite surprised that the one drop rule still exists in a lot of places.
She should have been surprised. I'm like, we come in all different shades. So
all different shades.
Don't come sliding up out of there.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, you can't hide your mother, who is a dark-skinned woman.
Yes.
Like,
and sometimes genes reach back.
Oh yeah.
Yes. You don't know what you're gonna get when that baby come out. Yep. Well, that's why they was wondering what color the baby was gonna be.
Now, who do you think
dark is whoever that is need to be punched square in the nose.
Do you think it was Queenie?
Well, he said
I don't think it was. He said it wasn't the queen or his dad, but he could be lying. I don't know. It might have been the whole family that had him a sit down.
Oh yeah.
And told him his baby gonna look like Michael Blackson.
Yikes.
Shout out Michael Blackson.
Okay.
Yes, we love you. We think you're hilarious. But have you seen the memes though? They showed the picture of the baby and it said with the prince, with the queen thinks, and they showed a picture of Michael Blackson.
Oh no. I don't know. I feel bad for the whole situation, but I really feel worse for the relationship that seems like it's really crumbling between the two brothers.
Yeah,
yeah. But that relationship has been they had issues way before Meghan came along, though.
Oh, okay. But
I think this was just the icing on the cake. Yeah.
Shame. It's really a shame. But they definitely embraced Kate more than they ever did.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Especially the media. The media dogged Meghan out.
Yeah.
And nobody in the royal family came to her defense.
She's been married before, so she already got a lot of,
Yep. I just don't think they thought Harry was as gangster as he was.
Ain't our bloodline.
That he was gonna walk away from it all.
Yeah. Well, thank God for his mother's money, because without it, they wouldn't.
So,
I don't know.
Speaking of this whole,
I don't know nothing about them people.
So speaking of the whole Harry and Meghan thing,
I kind of wanted to say what I do know about them.
Oh, go ahead.
I always like to mention it every time. That's the only thing I know about the royal family. There was a movie called there was a movie called The King's Speech.
Okay.
And I don't know if y'all remember that movie, and it was a pretty good movie. Where the king had to give a speech, whatever. Anyway, one of the king's daughters in that movie was Queen Elizabeth, who's the queen now.
Right.
That's the only thing I know about the.
Wow.
I just thought that was cool. That's all.
Well, anyway, all right, this segues right into our topic today, actually.
Right.
Because we're talking marriage, fantasy versus reality. Mm-hmm. So I'm sure the fantasy that Meghan had about her and Harry's marriage did not match the reality at all. Mm-hmm. And so they're back in America. Shout out to Tyler Perry for giving them a place to stay. Mm-hmm. Go Tyler Perry. Till they got on their feet.
Yo, Jay Hussein said Piers Morgan was salty because he paid for dinner that night, but Prince Harry got the dessert.
But listen, it be like that sometime.
Hey, on both sides.
Yeah.
You know, it happens to women all the time. So Piers Morgan need to shut up. He need to pick up his feelings.
Definitely.
Totally.
All right, so Tara, go ahead and take it away.
Well, I'm gonna let Goose introduce our guest.
Oh, okay.
Oh, well, all right. So look, before I introduce our guest, I wanted to ask you ladies, fantasy versus reality. So your thoughts, you know what I mean, and your idea and your vision for your marriage before you were married, at this point in your marriage, how does it match up?
Well, I'm glad you asked that question, and I didn't know you were going to do it. So I already had written this down because I was going to tell y'all this because I like to hear kind of my own voice. Anyway, marriage isn't what I thought it was going to be 20 years ago.
Okay.
So when I stood in front of everyone I know and promised to be married to you forever, marriage was an idea.
You're not getting ready to get up
and leave, are you? No, I'm not. I'm not leaving you. I'm not leaving. Marriage was an idea attached to a big party. And you got to remember, I'm 20-something when I married him. Then life happens. There are beautiful things like children and long walks and a canon of inside jokes that don't get old. Don't cry.
I'm not.
Okay. Whatever pushes the relationship into adulthood is usually this other darker side of marriage vows, the one that we kindly mumble through because they never apply to us. For instance, we be richer and not poorer.
Right.
And then life starts to happen. You learn a lot about who's your partner, right? Who your partner is. It's no longer Saturday night all the time. Adulthood can feel like a string of Mondays. Once you've moved past a patch of real life with someone, you learn a lot about the depths of their kindness, the strength of their integrity, and the staying power of their sense of humor. It's then that you stop sweating the small stuff. We don't worry about whether we have things in common. I don't like to watch karate movies. He doesn't like to read for pleasure, but we have the same address. We have the same kid. We have the same landscaper who hardly shows up. And at this point, we pretty much have the same life story. Marriage, as it turns out, is more than just a really long, legally binding date. We are each other's growing concern, and we are each other's next of kin.
Yep.
Wow.
Wait a minute, Tara. Hold on. Hold on for a second, doggone it. You had that prepared just in case he asked that question?
Mm-hmm.
You cheated.
I had a feeling y'all was going to ask.
You cheated. That's I'm glad you asked that question. Brought out all the notes.
Prepared. Period, Pooh. Prepared. Okay.
That was wonderful.
Right? I don't know. No. It's not what I expected.
Sorry, bro.
That's it. I can't. I don't have. Give me a minute.
Okay.
No, it's not what I expected. I try not to go into it with expectations because that's what somebody told me.
I'm sorry, baby.
But even still, you still have some things in the back of your mind. But no, it's not terrible.
Right.
But I think the solid foundation of our friendship is the reason for that. But
terrible.
It definitely wasn't what I expected. I'll put it that way.
Sorry, babe. I'm sorry.
So you don't have to be sorry.
I'm sorry. Yeah. I will put the toilet seat down.
You will put the toilet seat down. All right. So we have a special guest on tonight's show.
Yeah. So every week we come on here, we talk to you guys, and we give you our opinion. So we figure we bring a professional in this time.
Professional.
Somebody that's trained.
Just to co-sign what I say because I'm right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. So this is my good friend Charles Solomon. He's a licensed counselor.
He's driving now?
Yeah, he's driving.
We can't really see you, Mr. Solomon.
All of his information, but I'm gonna let him to give all his info before we get into it.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Chuck.
Hey guys, thanks for having me. You guys have a great show. I'm listening to the conversation. A lot of honesty on here. So I'm still trying to figure out how a man can carry a baby, but that's nevertheless.
Yes.
I'm gonna put it on Facebook. I'm gonna post it on Facebook for all to see. I'm gonna find it.
That kind of brought me. I was like, what? So, but anyway, so I've been a licensed therapist for the last 5 years. Mm-hmm. I work with different people regarding different disorders, but I specialize in relationship counseling. So a lot of folks that I see are married or are thinking about getting married, have children. I do court-ordered anger management, court-ordered parenting therapy. You name it, I basically do it. I also work at a psychiatric hospital, so I'm always surrounded by, mental health concerns, issues, and so forth. So that's my resume in short.
That's a good resume, Chuck.
It is a good resume.
Yeah, good resume. Yeah, thank you.
You're in private practice, Chuck?
Yes, absolutely. I have two practices actually. I work out of an office in Trooper, PA, and I have my own office. It's basically I do telehealth right now, and that's why I don't see anybody in person. It's all just basically telehealth. I do all my in sessions at what's called the Denise Candidi. That's her office, and I'm one of the partners there. But then I have my own, which is Charles Solomon LPC at gmail.com, and it's also the same thing on Instagram. And I get appointments via there or on Facebook.
Okay.
So,
all right. Cool. Yep. So when you get a chance, give me all that stuff digitally, and then we can post
it in the group and on Instagram. Yep. Absolutely.
I appreciate it. I sure enough will. I'm what they call a unicorn because I'm a black male therapist. So.
Yes, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. I'm speaking with SEPTA. That's gonna be a fun conversation, Tom. I'll tell you about that one. But I'm speaking with some SEPTA guys. I think in 2 weeks about actually, utilizing mental health services because in our for us, we don't do a lot with mental health and with therapy because you got to be crazy. It's the first thing I hear about people say, hey, I ain't crazy, so I'm not going to therapy. So I'm talking to SEPTA, the management and the employees about just utilizing their EAP services, which is the Employee Assistance Program. So they get 4 free sessions with me or with any provider, and then after that, their insurance will cover it. So that's a big project.
Nice.
So, everybody listening, most of you guys that have full-time jobs, you have an Employee Assistance Program with your EAP, and they will allow you to get 4 free 4 or 3 or 5. Shoot, Comcast does 10 with their employees. And you can have sessions either individually, your children can have sessions, you can have sessions with your family, and you can have them all running concurrently. So you can be seeing 3 different counselors at the same time. So help you to utilize those services.
So Chuck, let me ask you a question.
Yes, ma'am.
In your practice and when you see your patients, you said that you sometimes meet with people who are pre-marriage, correct?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Have you found that women have brought up like what they expect going into a marriage?
All the time.
And then have you seen, like, I guess women who have been married for a while that have come to you and say, you know, I expected this in the beginning, but this is the actual reality of our marriage, and it may be causing problems for X, Y, and Z. Like, can you tell us like a story that you, or people that you come across that have experienced that?
Well, that's typically everybody, because when we talk to people, and I'm gonna have fun with the guys in a minute. Most women will say, well, you know, I expect him to do that. I expect him to think about me. I expect him to do that. And I get my look. I'm gonna tell you something. I was married for a long time. It's gonna take the average guy 10 years to get into the mode of, hey, I have a wife. Putting, you know, and it was like, and then usually women say, what do you mean? I said, because men are conditioned to be leaders and to be independent. And it's hard sometimes to merge those feelings of, hey, it's a we and not me. Not what's best for me may not be always best for we.
Right.
And sometimes that's the hardest thing for people to do. And sometimes women have these lofty expectations about what marriage is because of what they've seen or read. But a lot of people haven't seen an actual functioning and successful marriage aside from TV. So they grow up in a dysfunctional house and sometimes thinks that's normal. Or the guy too. You know how many people grow up, you know, in a married household to see actual, I mean, functioning. I mean that people aren't cursing each other out. People aren't cheating. People aren't using drugs. People aren't using alcohol. People are successfully raising their children in concert. How many people do you know that have that? Nice. So you have those different philosophies and ideologies trying to merge together.
Mm-hmm.
And that takes, and I tell them, I said, look, you're looking at 10 years. I said, that takes a lot if you can survive the first two.
So what is
10 years? You only been married like 3.5. So. Oh,
yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, like, but how? But what? Why is it 10 years? Like, what do you like? It just clicks. Like, oh, I have a wife.
Yeah, what?
What happens is basically this. I'm gonna ask the fellas. I'm gonna backtrack. Okay, you ladies talk. I'm gonna ask a question here. Okay, I'm gonna start with my man Tom first. Why did you get married?
Because I was comfortable in my relationship. She supported me. I loved her. And when I looked at other women, all I could think about was her.
Great answer. I like that. Okay. What about you, Mr. Male Baby Carrier? What
hard over, man.
That was too hard of a chuckle.
I'm just waiting to hear your answer. Go ahead.
I got married because Tyra put a knife up under my chin right here. And she said, you better marry me, boy. And I said, yes, ma'am. And then here we are.
Hey, tell the truth.
What?
I did not put that knife in your throat.
It was a gun, but go ahead. No, go ahead.
All right. So what's the question? Why did I get married?
Yeah.
Why did I get married? I got married because he didn't ask me why did I marry you. He just said why did I get married?
Why did you marry her?
Why did you?
Why did I marry her?
Yeah.
Well, because she's your only wife.
Are you a polygamist? Well,
no, we're not polygamous.
Y'all getting me in trouble, man. Why did I marry her? That's a good question. That's a really, really good question.
Let me rescue.
Hey, can you stop being silly?
Let me rescue you.
No, I married her because there were. I don't want to copy Goose's answer, but she supported what I did, and I'll give you a short answer because she listened to me when I told her to take her shoes off.
Or to not put my shoes on.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
True story.
Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna piggyback off that, right? So when I ask most men why they get married, they go, "Well, she held me down. We've been in it for 10 years. You know, I trust her. You know, I love her, right? That's what we typically say. That's what we always say, right? And then you ask the ladies. I'm gonna ask you guys, why did you guys get married?
I married Goose because I saw how he took such good care of his mother and his sister, and so I knew he would be a good protector. I knew that he would be a good dad because I could just see the way he was helping raise his nephew, and I love it. It's crazy. It sounds crazy, but I knew I was in love with him and I had to be with him because it was almost like I was obsessed. Like I loved the way he smelled. And like if we were apart for too long, it got weird. Like I felt like something was missing.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow. That ain't me. It's like that. No, we were.
Don't say nothing about that machine I attached you to.
Still works, my man. Anyway.
No. Really, why it's a couple of reasons. I married him because like I'm very, very strong-minded. And he was able to challenge the way that I think. And a lot of people, you know, like even some of my regular friends they don't do that. So he helped me to see situations differently. We were friends for 15 years before we got married. So, I mean, he was such a gentleman. And like, if you ask anybody who we went to college with, like when I told people that we was dating, they was like, I don't have nothing bad to say about the dude. And this is from the dudes that was on campus wilding out. You know what I mean? And then he did bring me toilet paper at 3:00 in the morning.
That was icing on the cake.
Yep. Yet another true story. I did do that.
And see the reason why the reason why I asked that question is typically because both of everybody's philosophy was a little bit different, right? The guys were more so about what tasks and what things that you've done for them to prove how good a woman you are, right? And a lot of you guys identify like him being of a good character, him being secure, because he's going to help protect the family and build the family. But see, that's where the philosophies, kind of different and kind of bump each other. Because I, as the guy, I may be looking at a goal that I can achieve, that we can achieve, right? Like obtaining things, doing things outside of the home. Where the woman's idea is thinking about what can we do inside the home. So for a guy, it's hard for him to start think of in the home kind of first versus being outside the home. Like a guy will say, hey, I need to work all these hours. I need to do all this. And in his mind, he's thinking, well, I'm providing for the family. But then the wife and the kids that don't see him all the time, right? He's missing that piece of family, of what family really means because of how men think. And it takes us a while to understand and value the idea of actually being present inside the house, internally, versus being out there externally and making things happen. You guys see that difference? What I'm talking about?
Yeah. That was an excellent way to put it.
Is that what you tell your clients?
So guys, yes, I do. I tell them that, and and women get mad at me. I don't got 10 years. I don't want to waste my pretty. I'm like, hey, I'm telling you, that's how it works. I said we guys are really, really slow with change, and women, to you guys' credit, you guys are faster, but you guys are stubborn too, because you guys don't want to believe it. Like the evidence could be in your face, and like, well, no, he's not going to do that. Like, yep, he is, because that's just how we roll.
Right.
Wow.
And that's why it takes time. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
All right. So this is where we read a post. It was posted by Dr. Boyce Watkins. This is one of the reasons we decided to do this topic. He said the reason most divorces are initiated by women isn't because men are fundamentally flawed. It is sometimes because the fantasy of getting married wasn't matched by the reality of staying married.
I saw that.
You saw that? And I was like, it sounded like a man wrote this.
But if you look at what Dr. Boyce Watkins said, it's similar to what Chuck is saying. You dig what I'm saying? Ladies are saying, I don't want to wait 10 years. You dig what I'm saying?
You know how many women I'm seeing now that's cheating on their husband? Probably like 5 of them.
Wow.
5 of them. And they all say the same thing. It's like I was like, wow. I said, I've usually heard men say this, but like the crop of women lately are adopting that same philosophy. And it's like, well, look, if I can't get it from you, I still love you, but I need to get my emotional needs met. I need to get this met. So I'm fine getting it elsewhere. If that's from the husband at work, is it from a person they met online? And typically it's an ex. Like all the ones I know that are actually having extramarital affairs are cheating with their exes.
Wow.
One is cheating with an ex and an ex at the same time.
What?
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah. You said X,
so
and an X?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So
sometimes, because it just, some women are just tired of it. You know, they and I say to them, well, that's not fair to your husband. You know, that's not fair to you to actually be in a situation where you're not being fulfilled. And it's like, well, what am I supposed to do? I'm like, well, why don't you leave? You know, if that's not, but my children, but this, but that, you know, I want to have this. And those are the things that typically I hear men say. I've had brothers tell me, hey, I couldn't stay married if I didn't have a mistress.
Really?
I couldn't do it. I had a woman first. The first time they told me that was last week. Said the same exact thing. I was like, wow, I've never heard a woman say that. I usually hear men say that.
Wow.
So do you think that, like, because of society, like the roles are changing, like how, you know, men were initially the breadwinners, now it's you know, women are stepping up. So do you think that maybe that's why the dynamic in marriages are changing?
It's that the society? I would say yes, and I think that people are more. It's not. You know how serious people thought cheating was back in the day, how you get shamed and all that. It's common occurrence now. Who's not cheating? That's a celebrity. You know, so it's not like it's as shameful as it used to be. Shame is going out the door nowadays. Like, you remember how if you were cheating, everybody, you know, the scarlet letter for women, they had the scarlet letter. That's all that stuff is gone.
Right.
And for a guy to cheat, it's no big deal.
It's almost kind of expected now.
Oh, hey, I've had women say that, you know, I've heard that men have 3 times to cheat. I was like, really? I never knew that was actually a rule.
Men have what?
3 times to cheat.
Oh my gosh.
Who determined that?
I don't know who did.
Wisely.
Yes.
That is crazy. I never heard of that. Yes. Now, I do always say, and I got this from an elderly person, you know, don't bring back nothing you can't wash off.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
This one, they got to roll for a hot second. Say that.
Yep. But if you remember, Tom, we in our group we had a discussion about cheating, and we had a woman that said that. They said that, hey, as long as you don't bring anything home, as long as I'm not embarrassed, you know, he can do what he wants to do.
Yeah, that's a very strong woman to say for that.
Yeah, so it's not like it's uncommon what I'm saying to you, or that it's not it's out of the ordinary, because people do that. They're very it's not shameful.
So, but Chuck, like, what is, I guess that cheating being normalized helps people stay, and the children, but beyond those two things, is there anything else? Because I'm like, if you're not happy, you know, if I have to cheat to stay married, then why stay married? That's
money.
My question.
It's all money and reputation.
Cheaper to keep her.
It's all money. If you have that, for example, I'll tell you another person. The way she says she's not cheating. Look, we have a mortgage together, right? And this is a lesbian couple. You know, we have a mortgage. I can't pay these bills by myself.
Wow.
We're both on the deed.
Oh, yeah.
If she moves out, I know it's going to be tough. If I tell her I'm cheating, she's not going to pay the bill. My credit's going to get jammed. So, hey, I'm a cheat.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that's
it's easier just to grin and bear it.
Yep. Grin and bear it with a mistress or with a side dude. Yep. So it's a lot when you're talking with couples and you're trying to be honest, and you know people are talking, and that people aren't happy, and it usually goes into why did people get married, and the idea is they get married for ego, or they think it's just a natural progression. Oh, I've been dating for this a lot of time. I've been doing this, so it's the next step, and then that's why it doesn't work, because people say, well, where is this going? You know, a woman will say to the guy, where's this going? Then the guy, I actually had a couple before, and I said, she said, well, I asked him where it was going. I said, oh, so you gave him an ultimatum? She said, no, it wasn't an ultimatum. We just been dating for so long. And I said to him, so what do you think? He said, oh, I thought it was an ultimatum. That's why I just got down on bended knee. I just said, you know, we got married. And she was like, so you didn't really want to get married? He was like, not really. I thought we were having a good time. I really didn't want to get married. So it was a discussion, but it was an ultimatum because he didn't want to to lose her, and they were living together, so he didn't want it to be uncomfortable. So he just said, "Hey, I'll just get married. I'll marry the chick."
He went along to get along.
Yeah, but
wow, but that's crazy though. Like, why would you do that? Like,
you guys said something I wanted to ask you guys about a trend.
Okay.
Because we talked about breakups. You talked about Boyce Watkins, right?
Right.
How many times does a man break up with a woman in any relationship? Like, how many times has it been the guy that initiates the breakup? Isn't it usually the woman?
Yeah, I was gonna say it's probably.
Yeah, I'm gonna say usually it's not that. Yeah, it's not that often that it's the man.
It's more frequently the woman.
It's always the woman. It's like it's so when he said that stat, it's understood, but that's all relationship before that. Because the woman, you say, I'm tired of it, I'm tired of this, and the guy just waits like, well, I'm just gonna keep doing me until she gets tired of me.
Wow. That's crazy.
So I didn't go. I'm sorry.
No, you know what? We're talking with Charles Solomon. You're a relationship counselor, a marriage counselor, or is it a combination of the both? It's all the same thing.
It's all the same thing. Yep.
Let me ask you this, because I'm listening to you talk, right? I'm listening to the things you say, and I want to ask you this. When you're dating, do you call out, do you know what's coming before it happens? When you're dating somebody?
Well, it's funny you said it. My current lady, right? She always says, "Don't be a therapist now. I need you to be." I'm like, look, that's just me. I'm very understanding because of my training. So it's like it does bleed into my relationships. It absolutely does. Because I think for me, I check a lot of my own ego. And I understand that sometimes that she may be feeling not secure, or she may be upset, anxious, or nervous, or whatever. And so I then say, okay, well, her response to me isn't coming from a bad place. It's coming from a place of doubt or from fear. So then I don't get mad. I don't get upset. I understand. So then a lot of our arguments won't happen because I won't return fire with fire. I'll come with water.
Wow.
So
I'll tell you what, if I was a relationship counselor, every relationship that I would have that didn't work out, it would never be my fault. I'd be able to explain every situation, like, this is why this happened.
Oh my God.
And this is why she did this. But go ahead, babe. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but that's the problem though. When you're a therapist though, that you often say, "Are you being a therapist now?" I said, "No, I'm being me." I said, part of the therapist is just my core of who I am. So I have to think that way. I have to look at myself and say, okay, what message did I not convey? Or I'll say to her, hey, I fumbled with this, or I misunderstood that. It just happened. Like we ordered some doors, and for one of our properties, and the wrong size on there. I was like, look, I don't know where this thing's happened, and we need these for this couple to move in. But I don't know what happened. So I was like, look, I'll bite the bullet. I don't know what happened. But the old me back in the day would be very argumentative and defensive because I made a mistake, or I would be so worried about it. But after the training of going through therapy myself to become a counselor, I recognize my own triggers.
Mm-hmm. You do?
I think that's a good thing. Recognizing your own triggers.
Yeah.
And I don't even know if I recognize all of mine. But my question to you was, as I see we were at 49,
and ignore them at the same time.
That is true. It's like, what advice would you give to people who are married now, and the fantasy of what they thought is not playing out?
I think that what they should do, what I tell couples to do, is to try to talk more, and I mean really honestly talk. There's a connection that couples need to have. Couples can always have the physical connection with sex. The harder one to have is the mental, spiritual, and emotional connection. And I think that the thing about being married is, and this is the way I tell couples that are on the brink, I say you have to treat marriage like jumping out of a plane without a parachute. You guys both have to know, hey, we're doing this together, and we have to be unapologetic. We have to be completely transparent and be open, because this is the person that you said you want to spend the rest of your life with. So they should know your likes, dislikes, and wants and desires. And they should be, and here's what I remember I had this with Tom. they should be your best friend. Like your mate should be your best friend, should be your confidant. I have in my office literally a picture of a comma. And the comma, what I tell couples is, see the comma up there? So what does that mean? I said, well, that means that when you have your relationship, you should start off as a friend, comma, lover, comma, confidant, comma. You keep adding on to the relationship. When you're married, you should be always adding a comma.
Oh,
and
wow.
the period is in death.
Wow.
So that's advice
I like that.
Yeah.
Always look for the next one. The next thing to add on your relationship. It always should be that way. Should be that person should be your best friend. Start off there. And if you don't want to marry your best friend, don't get married. If that person not your best friend, don't marry him.
Wow.
Glad Tyra's my best friend when she put that knife to my neck.
I'm glad you survived.
Wow.
Friendship by duress.
Yep. And then when I tell people that are dating, before you say I'm gonna commit with somebody, see that person for 18 months. There's usually an 18-month emotional cycle. So you want to be with that person 18 months before you say, hey, I want to get in a committed relationship with that person. 18 months. That's the advice.
Just knowing the person, like being a friend or
just dating them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay. I thought you were saying okay.
Why 18 months? What's the significance in that?
But it's usually the emotional cycle. People will have a trauma. A person will have some ups and downs, highs and lows, and you get to see how they respond and operate to it.
Okay.
Like, you know, I'm sorry, go ahead, Tom.
No, I was going to say, so the idea is that over the 18-month period, a normal person should experience a lot of things that would give you an idea of how they react to certain situations.
Absolutely.
Right. You get to see their character come out.
Right. Right. Yep. So over 18 months, it might be 10 experiences that you get to see this person react.
Yep. And that's the idea. You get to see them angry. You get to see them needy. You get to see how that when they're happy. And we don't, as humans, we don't look at patterns. Look at them. Respect them. If you see something that's questionable, talk about like, hey, I don't know if I want to get in with this person. This person, when he or she is angry, they start using profanity. They shut down. And I'm a talker. I need a person to talk to me when they're upset. I need a person to do this. Oh, when that person's upset, they take it out on everybody. And then I get mad, and then we're arguing. You should be able to see what you can work with and what you can't. And typically, going back to the original subject matter, is that the reality is people go into marriage not thinking about those things. About, hey, can we coexist? Can we blend? Are we a match? Are we compatible? Right. And sometimes we don't know because we haven't vetted the person long enough. We just jump in.
Yeah.
Wow. That's good.
With the knee-jerk feelings.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Chuck, that was awesome. Thank you so very much.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Thank you so very much.
That's my brother right there.
We hope that you can come on again. Maybe they can do another 10-7 Men's Day.
Yeah.
And y'all can get on here and just, talk it out amongst the men.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be honored.
Yep. That'd be great.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Absolutely, man. Chuck Solomon, relationship counselor extraordinaire. And if he can't figure it out, it ain't gonna get figured out.
Huh?
I said,
don't forget to send us your information.
I shall. Thank you. I appreciate the love. Thank you.
Hey, Chuck, are you allowed to put any information out there? Charles, are you allowed to put any information out there that people may be able to contact you? Not now at this moment, but later, maybe tomorrow or something.
Yeah, they can. I'm on Instagram as Charles Solomon LPC, all one word. My full first name, which is Charles, last name is SOLOMON LPC. I'm on Instagram with that name.
Okay.
All right, there you go, Charles Solomon. Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Chuck. Love you, bro.
All right, love you back.
Later.
Wow. That was eye-opening for me.
My dude.
I was sitting here like, I think I need to go to therapy.
Oh my God. I totally do. We can probably get a group discount. Can we get
I was like, I think I need to go to therapy.
Totally.
Like,
I need to be in it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I need to be on somebody's couch.
You really just left a session.
We totally did.
Basically, like he just gave us a free session, y'all.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
We got about 6.5 more years.
No, you're not gonna take no 10 years.
Hey, the professional just said.
I don't care what.
Professional just said. You just gonna go against the whole. You just went against the whole grain.
But since it's already been put in your mind, so you need to be getting yourself together.
Just said.
It ain't gonna take no 10 years.
You need to be getting yourself together because it's already in your mind.
No, it's
when you know better, you do better.
It's evolution.
Y'all are funny.
It's going to happen.
Y'all are really funny.
No, he just played too much. Talk about I put a knife to his throat. Come on.
That was funny.
Okay, my back. Okay, my back.
I didn't put no knife to him.
Just playing. She didn't put a knife to me.
Oh gosh.
Justin, I think it's time for us to hit
trying to kill that gnat.
He was talking about that lyrical dagger. Your tongue. Like, you better marry me, boy.
I never said that.
Oh man! All right, I guess it's time for us to get out of here.
Oh gosh.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah, because you took my juice.
Hold on.
Really?
I want to make sure it wasn't poisonous.
Yeah, it is.
That's what a man does for his woman.
All right.
He takes the first sip just to make sure.
Bye.
See? All right, y'all. We getting out of here. We'll talk to y'all next week on the 10-7 show. Hey, don't forget to hit us up. Join the text community at 215-486-0335. And, of course, subscribe to the YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/New Twist Radio.
Yep. Check us out, y'all.
All right,
that's all I got. Tell a friend.
If you're on YouTube, hit the like, hit the parentheses.
And hit the bell, too.
And the bell with the parentheses.
Yep. That way you get a notification when we on.
Yep.
Exactly. All right, y'all. We out of here.
All right. Peace, y'all.